Hey Lisa, how are you?
I am fabulous, and you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm really happy that I'm starting to talk to you.
This is great. I think that it's important to kind of revisit the vision. It's
Yeah,
so important to have a vision. You and I talk all the time about having a vision, don't we?
exactly. Yeah. I'm really happy about this. So, I mean, you've told us about you, but tell us where are you from, what you're doing here, what are your plans, all of that.
Um, well, I'm from the DMV, which is called the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. Um, I basically am from that area, from the Washington, D.C. area. And just a little bit about me, I am a former school teacher, a speaker, a disability advocate, and I
Wow.
spent lots of time in corporate America.
Oh, okay.
And the area that I spent in corporate America was in sales. I worked for quite a few companies. I worked for Marriott. I worked for the Ramada Inn. I worked for Quality Suites. And the most time that I worked was for Marriott. And I was sales director and sales manager.
Okay, and what got you from there to here, right? Where are you, Lisa? Tell us where are you?
Well, I've always had a vision for empowering women. And having been a single parent, um, it was very difficult. I was a single parent over 20 years ago.
Wow.
There were no resources for women, none whatsoever. And basically, you had to rely upon your family. And the odds, it was difficult raising children by yourself.
Of course.
And I made up my mind that one day I wanted to have a company that empowered women, that were a resource and support for women. And I wanted to have a platform where women could share their stories.
Wow.
And women could also get support, encouragement, and inspiration.
So this is the movement.
Yes, what is going on now is a movement. And the movement has family members. And I'm in the family creating mantra right now. I'm creating a movement for women to be empowered, women to be inspired, and for women to succeed in fulfilling their dreams against the odds.
And what type of activities or things are you doing to help them?
Well, we're doing everything from testimonials, we're hosting seminars, webinars, we're giving out information. And most of all, we are creating a connection. And the connection not only includes empowering women of all ages, but it's also a connection and resources for women with disabilities.
And how are you planning to help them? People with disabilities or women? How are you planning on doing that?
Well, we are on YouTube. We are in the process of hosting women's conferences. And what we're doing here is we're linking arms with women's groups and persons with disability groups. And my goal is to reach a minimum of 3 undeveloped or 3 countries that are underserved with women's resources for women as well as resources for disabled women.
I know that right now you are in Merida, Mexico.
Yes, and
So
loving it.
how is that?
I'm loving it. There's quite a community here in Merida. I often say that we are one. And I live amongst the locals. I don't live on the side of Merida with a lot of Americans. And it's by choice. I wanted to be a part of the local community. I wanted to get to know the local community, but more importantly, I want to support the Mexican local community.
And how has that been for you?
So far, it's been great, but I feel like we've only scratched the surface because we've only been here a few months. My plans are to interview. We've interviewed several Mexican entrepreneurs, but I want to showcase more.
Wow.
I want to showcase more. I want to expose the world to women entrepreneurs and women who have disabilities, who are, so to speak, they are shattering the ceiling and they are also changing their local community.
Wow.
And my goal is to showcase those women and be a support for them.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. I've seen that you've not only been in Merida, but you know different places in Mexico as well. So how is that?
Yes, that's a good question. Thanks for asking that because I have traveled all around Mexico before I decided on Merida. And by the way, I decided on Merida for it's the number one safest country in the North Americas. The police department here is outstanding. And they watch their safety for the community is their number one top priority. And it shows because, as you know, we just recently had a hurricane and coming through the different communities and seeing the police just lined up looking for people who needed help. It was comforting to my soul. I've never seen anything like this before. So the police presence here, I really love it. The safety feeling, I love it. But getting back to your question, which was what other parts of Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Playa de Carmen, I've been to Chapala, I've been to Cancun, I've been to Guadalajara, and I've been to Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, obviously, is Merida. But what I want to do is go back through those cities and pick out the entrepreneurs and the women who are changing those communities, the local Mexican women. That's my goal, to go back through. And also my goal is to link arms with the disabled groups in those respective communities and lend support financially and also lend my vocal or my physical support.
Have you met any entrepreneurs here in Merida that are changing or doing something for
Merida?
Merida?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have. I've got one interview coming up, so you guys will have to stay tuned to see that. But yes, Merida is a fabulous city, and Merida has a fabulous amount of local women who are changing their communities. But let me add, Merida is an old-fashioned city, and the machista, I think it's called, element is still here.
Yeah.
But this is a breakthrough time, not just for Merida, but for Mexico.
Yeah, to show them that changing.
Things are changing, and women's empowerment is really coming on the scene.
And I know that with your movement, it's gonna get bigger.
Thank you.
And with about your channel, what can you tell us about that? What are the things that you've liked, or what other things are you planning to do, or is coming next? Tell us about that.
Okay, my channel is sort of my baby. I've just started the channel. The channel's only a couple of months old, and the channel, and I'll have a link to the channel at the end of this video. So we're only 3 months old, so we really need you guys to like, subscribe, and comment. So please help us to grow into a huge, strong movement, because right now we're just a baby. So we're looking forward to you subscribing and being a part of the movement. But yes, the movement has just started interviewing women entrepreneurs. We started off our very first one. You have to go back and look at the link. Was outstanding, which was Hotel Gaza.
Oh yeah.
And it was bilingual, and you're going to see more of that, because the assistant that I have is a local, and she is bilingual, so I will always lean toward that. At this point, whoever else that I employ will be a local person, and they will be bilingual. As I said, I believe in putting money into the local person's pockets.
That is amazing, like giving the opportunity
Yes.
to people from here. That's so great. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And are you planning to stay here in Merida for a long time, or are you planning to try a different part of Mexico or even a different country?
Well, right now the plan is to complete the assignment in Merida. I'm only halfway through, and I have not linked arms yet with the disabled community, and that's a big part of my mission. So I will be in Merida until the assignment is completed.
That's fantastic. And I don't know, tell us a bit about what other things would you like to do to help, for example, the disabled?
Well, one of the things, again, I refer you back to my YouTube channels. I was very deliberate, and I talk about how I became disabled. That's number one. Number two, I talked about how to cope and come to grips with becoming disabled. Again, I refer you back to my channel. And I also did videos on how to travel if you are disabled. So I give you tips, strategies, and keys if you are disabled, how to relocate and relocate abroad. So when I came to Mexico, I saw no disabled people out like it is in the United States. And I knew that God had sent me here because I saw none out. And I know that they want to be out. So my goal is to revolutionize the minds and the hearts of people regarding the disabled.
Oh, that's amazing. Giving them the opportunity as well. And lastly, what do you like most about your channel? Your videos, your movement? What do you like most about this this idea?
I like the fact that it's given hope. And like I indicated, I didn't have hope or the inspiration or the testimonials. There weren't those type of resources available for me. So my goal is to convince women that they indeed can fulfill their dreams, whether they are abled or disabled, whether they're from a foreign third world country or whether they are from the country. You can achieve and fulfill all of your dreams against all odds.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you so much for letting me be part of this. Really excited of where this movement is gonna go to, and I'm really happy that you're starting this. It's really inspiring for not just me, but I know for a lot of people, a lot of women, and it's great to be part of this family.
And I want to thank you for all that you've done to help me to get to this point.
Thank you.